Hey everyone, this is Alex Borland, founder and CEO of Voyage Auctions. At Voyage, we help luxury property owners and brokers sell and close their properties in 60 days or less. Today, I'm really excited to do a website tour with you guys of our new website. We spent a lot of time building this website, almost a year. And so I kind of want to dive into some of the pages that we've created, some of the thought process behind why we included some of the things on the website, and just show you guys around. We spent so much time building the website because I think auctions run into a unique problem where a large portion of the public doesn't either understand auctions or has a misconception about auctions. And so as I speak with other auctioneers, a lot of the time I know they feel that that sentiment's true, and I tell them that it is kind of our responsibility to do a better job of educating the public about what auctions are and what value they bring. So, we kind of ran into a little bit of the tricky spot of explaining all of this and trying to pour our passion into the website, but also not placing too many words on the website. So you'll see we use some tactics like drop down menus and read more buttons and those sorts of things to kind of streamline the process of going through the website. Anyways, we're really excited to show you guys around, and thank you for sticking around. Thanks. All right, so I'm gonna pop onto my browser and go to voyageauctions.com. And that will bring up our website. So the first thing you'll see on our website is this saying at the bottom. It says the finest assets in the world are sold at auction. Why should real estate be any different? And we really believe this. If you look around at the landscape of luxury and high value items, many of them are sold at auction. So looking at thoroughbred horses, fine art, collectible automobiles, all of these are sold at the highest level at auction. And we believe that real estate should be no different. I believe the reason that maybe many people don't associate auction with high value real estate is because in 2008, during the financial crisis, a lot of the foreclosed properties were sold through auction. And so, people have a limited knowledge of that, or they associate it with that time. That process of foreclosure auction is just so much different than most auctions, and especially compared to luxury real estate auctions. So again, we believe that like all of the other finest assets in the world, real estate should be sold at auction. So moving down our homepage, you'll see again our blurb. We specialize in selling luxury real estate in 60 days or less. All of our past and current auctions can be found here on the homepage. Multiple times you can submit your property, and then a little bit of a deeper dive into some of our past auctions and case studies of those auctions. You'll see at the top of the page, we tried to keep the number of pages small and really pack these pages with a lot of information. So this is the submit a property page. If you do have a property to submit, it's very easy. You enter your name, contact information, and a little bit about the property. If you're interested in looking at current and past auctions, those can be done here. And then we have the sellers and the brokers page. So I'm going to hop into the sellers page first. This kind of outlines from the top the very highlight reasons why somebody would decide to sell their luxury real estate through auction. And so those main three to us are an established timeline, so setting a sale date and building momentum around that and urgency around that. Competition for your property, and the transaction on your terms. You can hover over these and they open up a little bit with more information, so you can read those. This blurb here talks about really the impetus of luxury real estate auctions and Voyage itself. And it really just kind of circles around the fact that the luxury asset class is notorious for prolonged market exposure, which basically just means luxury homes sit on the market longer. And then if you look at the data, it shows that prolonged market exposure is directly linked to negatively impacted sales results, along with obviously mounting holding costs, lost opportunity costs, and just the general feeling of loss of control. So that's kind of where we come in. This bar here outlines statistics with our partner network. So Voyage is a part of MarkNet Alliance, which is a group of 65 auction companies across 35 states. I actually serve on the board of directors with MarkNet. It's a fantastic organization, but it also provides a ton of value to our clients because when we have auctions on our website of luxury real estate, those can be shared on our partner websites. So the event is basically shared across the country in the snap of a finger. So this kind of shows some of the statistics with our partners. We have 800,000 registered bidders from all 50 states and 82 countries. We sell about 3,000 pieces of real estate annually and 37,000 acres annually, doing over $500 million in annual sales. This chart, termed the Voyage value, basically just shows some of the unique aspects of a transaction with Voyage that are unique in the marketplace. We wanted to keep the steps and explanation of how the process works very simple. So we've distilled it to basically 5 steps here, which you can read in a little bit more detail, and then you can submit a property here. This section here outlines our specialties, so what we focus on. We focus on residential properties, farms, ranches, and acreage, and property portfolios. We'll look at this page on the website shortly and go into a little bit more detail. And then these are the most frequently asked questions that we get from sellers. You can click on them and they will drop down with answers to each of these. Then we have a section for our case studies and a link to our resources page, which we'll look at individually as well. Okay, I'm going to hop over to the brokers page now. So a very similar setup to the sellers page. What we want to do here is basically outline why a broker would partner with Voyage. The 4 most obvious reasons are earning their full commission in 60 days or less, avoid losing listings to competitors, create urgency around stubborn listings, and provide a solution for your clients. The blurb here, all this really outlines is that Voyage is another tool in a broker's tool belt. They're all very capable. They do a great job, but some transactions require just a little bit of a different approach. And so that's what we're here for. Again, partner network stats, the steps, our specialties, and then the FAQs more geared towards brokers, and then the resources page, case studies, and the ability to submit a form down here. So very similar to the sellers page, just a little bit more geared towards those luxury property brokers. So then dropping down on the Who We Are tab up here, we've talked a little bit about the resources page. This page is really important to us. As I mentioned at the beginning of this, we believe that the most of the public is either not well informed about auctions or they have a misconception about auctions. So this resources page is really a place where we can provide lots of content around auctions in general, luxury real estate auctions, luxury real estate. So we'll be posting articles, videos, case studies, podcasts, and all sorts of stuff every single week around these topics. We also have a section here for FAQs for each party. So we have seller FAQs, broker FAQs, and buyer FAQs, which can be helpful to read through. Jumping over to another page we've mentioned a couple of times, our specialties page. So again, we specialize in residential, farms, ranches, and acreage and property portfolios. For residential, the basic solution is an online auction with auto extension bidding feature, which basically means if a bid is placed at the end of the auction, typically with less than 5 minutes remaining, the bidding window extends back to 5 minutes, which just allows the competition to continue and kind of simulates a live auction. Farms, ranches, and acreage. Our solution here is called Ultimate Choice Multi-Parcel Bidding Software. Our partners in MarkNet actually have a proprietary system for this. It allows us to divide large tracts of acreage into smaller parcels and then offer them in real time. So bidders can choose as little as one parcel and up to the entire basically property, all of the parcels. And so the goal here is to drive up the price per acre by really driving up the amount of, or the size of the bidder pool. So there's far more people that can afford one parcel versus an entire tract or farm. And so that's kind of the thought process here. Property portfolios, these are for the sellers who own multiple luxury properties and they want to sell them on the same timeline. What we do here is we put all of the properties in one bidding catalog or auction event, and then we apply what's called an extend one, extend all bidding feature, which basically means if a bid is placed on any of the properties in the bidding catalog at the end of the auction, that the bidding window extends on all of the properties in the auction. The last page under who we are is the About Us page. So if you're curious and learning about why, Madeline and I started this company, all the information's here. Madeline and I are married. Madeline's been in the auction industry almost her entire life. So we have a shared vision for this thing. We've done a lot of work in the auction and real estate industries to this point, and this is kind of our big joint venture. Again, kind of reiterating a lot of the stuff we looked at already on the website on this page. So you can scroll through it here. And then the last page would be the contact page. Probably the easiest way to get in touch with us if you're not ready to submit a property but just want to inquire. This is the page to do it. So jumping back to the home page, again, we put a lot of work into this. We're really proud of how it turned out, and thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be providing more content each week. If you'd like to get in touch with us, please do. We'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much.